You know, my friends, I am so glad you are here, because I have to share something with you. It's really important. But before I share something with you, let me give you, come here, the warmest ever welcome. Trust me, my friends, you will not find that anywhere else on YouTube. And the crazy thing is, this channel, it's not monetized, it's not sponsored, it's not really real. It's just me. I'm a regular random guy, John Legg. I will tell you all about fragrances. And the reason why I do that, because I'm sharing a hobby here, the reason why I tell you all about fragrances and chat forever about fragrances is to inspire you. Yeah, you. To get a good fragrance and to spray the life out of it all day, every day. Because you will have, my friends, leggy guarantee, you will have so much better a day with a good fragrance on. Now, I need to tell you about something. I need to talk about something. I need to discuss something. I need to sort of bounce something off you. I need to kind of get something off my chest. I need to kind of give you the reason behind this and sort of this. Okay, let's just discuss this. You're going to say, Leggy, that's not a first impressions review. No, it's a last triples review. Now, I had a lot of people message me and say, Leggy, you've got to try Hawas Ice. And I've got to be honest, my friends, here's the confession. This is what I've got to tell you. I think I'm in love. Whoa, I said it, the old word. Now, I've got to be honest, you're going to say to me, Leggy, can you call it love if it's just a juice in a bottle? All right, let me tell you. Yeah, you can. I'll tell you what, this we're going to talk about. Right, that is an empty bottle of Hawas Ice. And you're going to say, Leggy, and I don't like cheap jokes, but I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Leggy, how was it for you? This, my friends, this is a passion. I absolutely love this, and I've had to buy another one, and I'm almost halfway down my next one. And of course I've had to also buy the original Hawas, and we'll come to that later on. But let me tell you, my friends, I have had this bottle for about 4 weeks. It has been like a teenage romance. I have just been all over this one. I have not let it go. I've worn it day after day after day. How did Dave get into it? Right, day after day I have worn this fragrance solid every single day, and I have had, oh man, I've had like a teenage romance. This is a passion. This is a love. This, my friends, is absolutely gorgeous. And when I'd eaten my way through that in 4 weeks, yeah, 4 weeks, I then went back onto the website, Fragrance Hub, and they did a bundle. And because I was kind of late to the party and I went straight to ice, vanilla ice, okay, I hadn't ever had the original Hawas. So they did a bundle, and it was discounted if you bought the 2. So I kind of had to buy the 2. And I will be honest, let me tell you from the start. Now, first of all, obviously, I have smashed the life out of ice. I can't get enough of ice. Now I've got the original. I have to say that if I had to choose between the 2, I would go with ice. All right, there's nothing wrong with the original, but when you try the original against ice, the original just comes across as a tiny little bit cheap and a little bit sort of, I'm going to use a really professional word, synthetic. I don't know if you used that word before, but you know what I mean, my friends. Now, let me try and explain to you about this empty bottle. Now, I'm going to say there is possibly a top. No, it's gone. It's finished. All right, I hammered this in 4 weeks. All right, let me tell you about the first time I sprayed it. Let me just spray the... You are hit, my friends, with a fragrance which is sitting very much on the same bench as Invictus. But the absolutely incredible thing about this Hawas Ice is that not only does it pick up on the original Invictus, me personally being a massive Invicti fan, right, I also get Invictus aqua, definitely the vibes of Invictus aqua in there. I also get some hints of Invictus Legend, and crazily, not every time, but sometimes I kind of get a little bit of Invictus Platinum, and I love Platinum. Okay, so this, my friends, is basically nice, sweet, crisp fruits over sort of like a woody sort of dry down, and the woods are sweet. Okay, I think it's, I mean, it says, when you go on the website, it says that it's got driftwood in this. What on earth does driftwood taste and smell like? Honestly, my friends, I don't know, but this, my friends, gives me like an ambery, a nice sweet light ambery dry down. But let's get a little bit more detailed. Okay, now on the top shelf there is an absolutely gorgeous, what according to the note breakdown on their website, frozen apple. I'm thinking, how on earth can they put like a frozen apple into something which is at room temperature? Let me tell you, I don't know how they do it, or I don't really know what the frozen apple is all about, but let me tell you, it means that the fruits in this are crisp. You know, sometimes you get a fragrance and the fruits are kind of overly ripe and sort of slushy and kind of like, oh, you know, just so juicy. This, the fruits in here, and you've got a frozen apple, you've got some bergamot, and you've got some lemon. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. But they all come across as very sort of crisp, very sweet, but very sort of ready to eat, not overly ripe and not underripe sort of thing, just absolutely spot on fruits. Underneath that there is a little sort of orangey sort of note, okay, absolutely gorgeous. And then underpinning all of that is this sort of woody, sweet, ambery sort of vibe. And then, my friends, there's some moss, okay, oak moss. Now, I am a massive moss fan. I absolutely love anything with oak moss in, okay? And this, like Invictus, has oak moss in. Now, I grew up in the 80s. That's why I like oak moss, because every single fragrance in the 80s had oak moss as a real sort of obvious note. Now, oak moss, it's not for everyone, but this has moss at the bottom, and that for me just gives it that real sort of classic feel. Now, very quickly, the original Hawas, which I don't know how long I've had this, maybe about 2 weeks, I'm halfway down, right? The original Hawas is kind of, it's amazing, but when you come to Hawas Ice, this is absolutely refined. There's no rough edges with Hawas Ice. It is absolutely stunningly put together. Now the fruits, they all work so well. I mean, yes, you pick out some amazing fruits, but then there is one fruit in here which kind of overrides all the others. You know, the apple has a go, the lemon, the bergamot has a go, the orange sort of has a go. But there is one fruit in here, my friends, which just after when you sort of get to a little bit of the dry down, this fruit just comes up and just takes over with the other fruits sort of in the wings. There is, my friends, an absolutely stunning plum. Now, I'm absolutely convinced that it is exactly the same plum that Paco Rabanne squeezed into 1 Million Lucky. You know what? 1 Million Lucky. As soon as I hear about that, I'm like, oh, 1 Million Lucky. My favourite 1 Million. So it's exactly the same. Now, if you're familiar with 1 Million Lucky and that gorgeous plum note in there, it's also in here. Not initially, but when the other fruits have sort of had their moment, they just dip down a bit and this plum comes up and just towers a little bit above the rest. Oh, now let me tell you, In the original Hawas, there's a lot of salt. Okay, it's really quite a salty fragrance, which the original Invictus is. This, my friends, there isn't any saltiness in this. They've taken out the saltiness, which creates for me a sort of a roughness. They've taken out the salt and they've put the sort of plum in there. And this one, my friends, is smooth, clean, crisp, gorgeous. Okay, now let me tell you, you are going to get some severe compliments. When I say severe, I mean absolutely amazing compliments. Let's just wind back a little bit. The performance. Now, this, my friends, for the first hour and a half is really quite loud. You go into a room and everyone in that room will smell Hawas Ice. Okay, and it is that kind of sort of piercing kind of fragrance. The fruits are really sort of, you know, they get out there sort of thing. They're coming off your grate. After the hour and a half, it sort of dips down to a reasonable scent bubble, and it does that for about 2.5, sometimes 3 hours. Skin scent, you just about pick it up the following day. It's definitely with you all that day that you're wearing it. And on clothes, you can detect it for anything up to about 2 days on clothes. Okay, this, my friends, I'm going to describe the performance as very, very acceptable. I'm not going to say it's wild. I'm not going to say it's nuclear or anything like that. I'm not going to say it's eternal. This, my friends, is very, very acceptable. I suppose I need to tell you how much it was. How much it was. How much is Hawas Ice? Now, I've bought 2 bottles. I don't want to talk about the fact I bought 2 bottles. Okay. This will cost you 40 British pounds. Okay, sometimes you get a little bit off that, and sometimes you get like I don't know, some kind of discounted whatever. But you're going to spend around about 40 British pounds. It's the 100ml, it's the eau de parfum, and trust me, although it's not an absolute bargain fragrance, it's not like, it's half a designer price and it's a fraction of a niche sort of price. So if you're considering something like Invictus, this, my friends, is a very fantastic option of Invictus. Okay, because it's, I say, it sits on the same bench as Invictus. It's that kind of fragrance, but it's not the same as any particular Invictus, but it has sort of elements of about 3 or 4 different Invictuses. Okay, so the performance is stunning. Now let me tell you, I wore this to work, and Natalie, now I've mentioned Natalie before, one of the girls I work with. She's very, I'm not allowed to say fussy. I have to say that she knows what she likes. And trust me, I will wear something like Baccarat and she'll go, Leggy, get away from me, that is horrible. Okay, so certain smells she hates and certain smells she will be all over him. Honestly, her boyfriend or her fiance who works in the workshop, because Natalie was smelling me, he comes in, he went, what's happening? All right, so she smelt this coming off me and she went absolutely wild. And next thing I know, everyone else from throughout the dealership was coming in smelling me, going, oh, Natalie was right. So she'd gone around telling everyone how good this was and how amazing I actually smelt. Now this, my friends, is kind of sexy, it's clean, you know, it's not something which is completely unique. It doesn't open a new chapter, it's not groundbreaking, but what it does absolutely stunningly. It does not put a foot out of place. It gives people the impression that you are clean, that you're sexy, and that you look after yourself, because it has a very cleanness to it. The fruits are just, you know, it's just so well done. It's difficult to explain it, but I'm going to say to you, my friends, this one is well worth having in your collection. And if you eat as much as I do, it's going to be quite expensive. All right, now what haven't I told you about it? I think I've pretty much told you everything. Okay, I've got to be honest, it all feels good quality. If you're bothered about the packaging, you know, it's all well. That just a minute, everything works so well. I am absolutely in love. And the thing is, we've had here in the UK a very decent kind of spring. We've had some good sunshine, that big yellow thing in the sky, which we don't see much of here in the UK. And admittedly, the last couple of days it's gone a little bit downhill. We've had the old rain come down. But we've had a fantastically warm spring. And this, I mean, this, the empty one, arrived just as spring was getting going. And I think it was the that sort of energy that I was getting from this. It was fantastic because, you know, you're getting up and it's like sunny days and nice beautiful weather and that sort of thing. So this, my friends, yes, this is perfect. This will deal perfectly with the heat. You know what, you can wear it all year round, and in terms of an occasion to wear it, it's completely and utterly versatile. I mean, I wear it to work, I wear it to various other places. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I went up to my shop up the road, my sort of supermarket, and the lady in there, B, who always compliments me on a fragrance, she came up to me and she was stacking shelves, and I sort of said hello to her, and then she stopped stacking shelves and she was walking with me up the aisles, and I was going, and she says, "You just smell too good, I just want to be near you." Right, okay. So females absolutely love this. This, my friends, needs to be in your collection, and if you can afford the £40, honestly, just blind buy it. Trust me, it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, give me a few weeks, and when I get the chance, I will review the original Hawas. Let me just tell you, out of the two, choose Hawas Ice. Okay, I'm going to go now. What happened then? Whew, I'm going to go now. I really appreciate you coming to this channel. I guess I'll never get a chance to watch YouTube, but I guess there's loads of other channels that you can watch. Way more professional, way more serious, and way more sort of intelligent than me. But here, my friends, you're just going to get one thing. You're going to feel that passion. I've worn fragrances since I was 12, and I'm going to say pretty much every day since then I've worn fragrances, and you'll always find a smile on my face. It's because of the fragrances. There are other things, but trust me, fragrances keep a smile on my face, and I'm going to suggest the same is the case with you. So please consider coming back for the next review, because hopefully there will be another one. Please consider a thumbs up. No, don't just consider it, click on it now. Go on, I'm not going to say anything else until you've clicked on it. Have you done it? Alright, okay, and then please, my friends, just bear two things in mind. The whole reason for me being here, the whole reason for this channel, is to share fragrances with you and to inspire you. I need, my friends, to use the time wisely while I've got you at this screen to inspire you to wear a good fragrance. Now this is a perfect example. Spray. Alright. And if it's a good fragrance, the moment you smell it, you can do nothing other than start sort of grinning, start smiling. Your face can sort of, oh yes, I'm so in love with this fragrance. I'm going to have to get a room with this fragrance. Trust me, this one is absolutely, it's got me by the neck, this one has. I'd do anything for this fragrance. Okay, I am going to go now. I thank you for being here. Please stay safe. Please spray a good fragrance every single day, and please come back for the next review. Till then, goodbye. Where's the off? I've got the off. Oh, yes.